Sovereignty! What do we want? Sovereignty! When?
Now! What do we want?
Sovereignty!
What do we want?
Sovereignty!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Sovereignty!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Sovereignty!
When do we want it?
Now!
Sovereignty! Now!
Men to the front when you see coppers. Okay, let's go.
What do we want?
Sovereignty!
What do we want?
Sovereignty!
When?
Now!
When?
Now!
What have we got?
They're starting to prepare up there, look.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Always will be.
Aboriginal land!
Can't hear you! Always was, always will be. Come on, brother. Let me hear your voice. Let me hear your war cry. Aboriginal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Aboriginal land.
Where's the pathway to there? Where's it? We're just going to see.
You can't. No one on the first one. Sorry. Yeah, you can't take the flags. You can't take the flags.
Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen.
I know. You can't go through.
I'll tell you something.
Always will be Aboriginal land.
The message we're going to deliver is that the government knows that they are not a legitimate authority in this country and that we have sovereignty. Sovereignty has never been ceded, and we will be back to tell these fellas in here, we will tell them that we're coming back because they have to face us one day, and that day is now, and they will face us to talk about sovereignty and who really owns this country and the fact that we are a sovereign people. And the thing is that what we have to do now is to start getting out back home and go back to our places, to stop these governments from killing our people, to stop these governments from bulldozing down our homes in Western Australia, and we need to stop it. So that's the message we have. We will be back on the night, and we will bring this message.
This government here is a racist government.
Yes.
A racist government. All of their bloody decisions are made on racist ideologies, everything.
Yes.
Our kids are being taken away. Our land is being taken away. Our sovereignty, everything is gone. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to fight. We're going to fight, and the government better be prepared for our blackfellas fight, because we're not going to stop. And we're not going to stop. We're sick of your government. All these white fellas sitting up here making decisions for us, killing us. We want to see all our old people grow old. We want to see all our next generation grow up and do the same fight as us. And I'm here from South Australia. I'm a proud Nurrinjeri woman, and I'm here to stay. Yeah!
We have a culture that's older than any of their history on the planet. They need to start respecting law, good law that comes from good people on good country. These people are the ones that deny us of our rights. The racist 1% who control the wealth and the assets of the country. They do not own it. They stole it every day when they lay down every night in bed. Their guilt processes kick in. You don't have a black signature on any document that you hold in your house of lies, because none of our people have ever sold us out.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, always
We're going to continue up the momentum, and from the 9th, we're going to stay here and sit in until the 13th when us grandmothers come back and demand that they give our children back to us. That's what we're going to do. We've had enough of this and we want our babies back. So don't wait till then, start coming down now and build up, because now's the time for our people to move. Now. Let's do this. Yes. We want our babies back. They belong to us.
Bring back our children.
All come now and support this. If you care for your children, come now. We're down here waiting for you. Thank you.
I think one thing we need to say is that when we come back on the 9th, if they want us to move and start moving peacefully, they need to start removing those Aboriginal persons locked up in jails who should not be there. And we know that they should not be in those jails. They need to start releasing our people out of those jails and getting our kids out of those jails. These white people talk about kids in detention. Our kids are locked up everywhere, all over this country. And all they're doing, those poor little kids, is walking and trying to survive. And I think it's time we started taking responsibility to get our kids out of those jails. Thank you.
We've got to remember, it's just not the Abbott government, it's all sides of politics. I've been saying for a long time, as Aboriginal people, we have no friends in this parliament. And I said yesterday, even the Greens are not friends of ours. Sarah Hanson-Young gets media attention for the asylum seekers. And I'm not knocking that. I support the plight of the asylum seekers and their suffering. It's a human rights abuse. But where is the voice of the human rights abuses happening every day in every community in Australia against Aboriginal people? We have to remain apolitical and fight the lot of them, because their policies are nothing short of genocide via government policy. They are trying to kill us off. The removals in Western Australia are an attempt to kill us off. We had Abbott and Warren Mundine screaming all year, all beginning of the year, send your kids to school, send your kids to school. They're closing communities down and bulldozing down schools.
I'm a Noongar man from Western Australia. Our government over there in Western Australia do not give a damn about us. They closed our communities, and that's how you got your invention. That's where it started from. The West Australian government has put move-on notices for every Indigenous people, where the move-on notice should be abolished. So the West Australian government, his body, they are developing and destroying our culture.
Shame.
Shame. Setting the people, the traditional owners from their countries into cities where the population of Indigenous people are dying in city streets. Parks.
Genocide.
So, wake up, Australia. You have a serious, serious problem.
As a 75-year-old elder from Western Australia, Noongar Whadjuk Hewitt, I have suffered 60 years of racism in Western Australia, and I was told by other Aboriginal elders throughout Queensland, New South Wales, they have done the same. We were locked up in degrading, dehumanising conditions in my day, and locked up in reserves and government settlements and missions, like prisoners, locked in dormitories with a toilet bucket in the middle and bars all around. When we got old enough, we were locked up by police for no reason, receiving a bottle of wine, being in town after 6 o'clock. So what has changed? They're still harassing our children back home. The jails are full, and our people are dying in custody. We've got to make a stand now.
Thank you. Well, let's start going down here. Let's go. Let's work together.
How do you feel? Very good, thank you. Yes, wonderful.